Plant record buck beans, and then we're going to fence it in with a Gallagher fence. We're going to fence in 3 acres and leave 3 acres open and show Mr. JJ what these record buck beans will do.
We're going to do about 3 acres in a fenced soybean plot, and then we're going to do about 3 acres unfenced. Typically we plant 100 to 120 pounds to the acre, and right now we're trying to get the drill set up.
Guys, we're here at Realtree Farm today planting record buck beans. If you've never planted soybeans, it's a very important tool to keep in your arsenal of things to do to have big deer, attract big deer, and grow big deer. They're going to do beans here, record buck beans here. They're going to do some fences, the Gallagher fencing, the depth perception fence to keep the deer off of it. Ours are record buck beans. They're Roundup ready. A really good choice of bean, but any soybean you can plant is just a great choice for growing deer, attracting deer, and keeping deer in your property.
So we're trying to get the depth set right for the seed to go in the ground. We're having to adjust the center length to put more weight to cut the front. So the front cuts, the seed drops in the back, and everything on the back side covers the seed back up.
We're right in the edge of that moisture. We made one pull on it Friday afternoon. There's still a little bit of moisture in there, and right now we're planting right on the edge of it.
So the good thing about this tractor's set up with the John Deere Auto Track guidance system. And basically what it does, it lays this field out depending on which implement we have in there. We can put just a little auto steer button, and it's going to pull a perfectly straight line. No overlaps, no nothing. And what I really like about it, especially is when you're spraying, it's a lot of times it's hard to keep up where you sprayed, especially if you've recently bush hogged. With this guidance system, you don't have that problem, and it'll paint you a nice line, what you've planted, what you've sprayed, and you can just bounce around, and it lays that field out depending on which implement you got on there, on your spacing and your width, which is really convenient. It saves you time, it saves you money in fuel and chemical cost.
What we're going to do is we'll run the turbo wire on the bottom and turbo tape on the top. That'll be on our inside roll. We'll lay them out. Like as we hook to the corner, it'll just spool it right on off and just drive it right on out.
You actually hook it to this S120. This is their new lithium version. It has a lithium battery in it. It's a lot smaller, more compact than what they've done in the past. But the deer can actually sense that electricity, whereas we can't. But we put this fence in 2 different sections, and the deer come up, drop their old head, and hopefully if they are going to try to cross it, it'll pop their nose with that, and they'll leave it alone. It doesn't keep all the deer out, but it does keep the major majority long enough where you can get your crop up and get enough tonnage to feed your deer through the summer.
Well, there's the one. He was pissed. I was out of eye. That goes. Let's clear that. Right there.
Might have to follow a blood trail on that one. JJ's been planting some beans on the other side of the farm, and we decided to come check out some feeders. We're here at the all seasons feeder. It's April now. Everybody's feeding protein pellets now. We're coming off of a huge acorn crop, and the deer are just now starting to get back eating good. And this is a 500 pound, what they call standing field, meaning you can stand and feel it. You can see I'm 6 foot tall. It's about my height right here, so people really like that. You don't have to get in the back of the truck or anything. I like the wide port, the wider port. It's not a true port style. It's not a round head. With a round port, the deer stick their head in that feeder, and the feed's under their chin, so they turn their head sideways to eat. And they got one eye on the sky and one on the ground, so they don't tend to eat as much. They can't see their surroundings as good. But with this, it is below their face, of course, but they feel a little more comfortable. It being all metal, they just last forever. These legs just slide in and out. There's no assembly or anything like that. You just take them and do your thing with them. You can put them up by yourself. In this one here like this, the standing field, there's a 500, a 1250, then you go on up to the low pros, and you can get 2,000, 3,000 and on up. We sell the world of the 2,000, 3,000 pound feeders for guys that can't get back to their feeders often. But this is the most popular size, the 500, but they've got all kind of spinners and everything. But you'll If you look right here, a lot of the problem people see with protein feeders is they stop up. Especially like port style, the deer put their nose in there and they breathe that condensation, that little bit of moisture, and if there's moisture in the air, it can cause a problem. But this thing is open right here. This whole tank opens into this feeder head that big. There's nothing in there to block, like it cannot get stopped up. Yeah, we like them so much we had to start selling them. I mean, we believe in things at 4S that we sell, so it makes it an easy sale, and these things, this is one of them. But this is a 20% feed with probiotics and prebiotics and organic dewormers, organic tick control, elevated bypass protein. We use 2 different chelates. It's just as a complete a ration as I've ever seen. Not that I've seen every ration available in the world, but it's the most complete I've seen around here. Definitely a thing to do right now is a 20%, but deer will tell you what they need. I mean, you can put corn with this in the summertime and there's a good chance they'll pick out the pellet and leave the corn.
They've been wearing it out the past few weeks. I mean, it's hard to keep some of these feeders full, especially some of the smaller ones. They'll eat, I don't know, 300-400 pounds in a week. They're smashing it.
All right, well, we got a lot done. We got all the record buck beans planted. We got 3 acres under fence, the Gallagher fence system. We got 3 acres unfenced, so we're gonna see what the difference does. We're about to hook the power to it, and we'll see y'all back here in about 8-10 weeks, somewhere in there. We'll take this thing down and show you what the results are.